Once upon a time, there was a promise. It wasn't written in the Constitution, but it was etched into the soul of this nation. They called it the American Dream. It was the simple, powerful idea that if you worked hard, you could buy a home. You could support a family on a single income. You could send your kids to college without crippling debt and retire with dignity. It was the envy of the world. But wake up. Look around. That promise wasn't just broken, it was murdered. Today, we are told we just don't work hard enough, that we buy too many lattes, that the economy just evolved. They are lying to you. The death of the American dream wasn't an accident. It wasn't a natural disaster. It was a deliberate, calculated dismantling of the middle class, executed over 4 decades. Tonight, we aren't just looking for clues. We are naming the killers. Welcome to the investigation. To understand the crime, we have to understand the victim. We need to look back at the golden age of American capitalism, roughly 1945 to 1973. It wasn't perfect. If you weren't white or male, the dream was often out of reach. But economically, something unique was happening. When corporations did well, workers did well. Wages rose exactly in line with productivity. Unions were strong, protecting the middle class. And the tax rate on the ultra-wealthy was over 70%, funding the very infrastructure that made America a superpower. But by the late 70s, the engine sputtered. Stagflation hit. Oil crises. America panicked. And in that panic, we were offered a new economic religion. It promised that if we unleashed the wealthy and corporations from rules and taxes, the wealth would trickle down to everyone else. That is where the crime began. If you look at the data, there is a smoking gun. Look at this chart. Right around 1980, a split happens. American workers kept getting more productive. We made more stuff faster than ever before. But we stopped getting paid for it. The lines diverge. Where did that extra money go? It didn't trickle down. It was siphoned up. So, how did they do it? We have identified 3 main suspects in the death of the American dream. Suspect number 1, financialization. In the 1980s, a new philosophy took over corporate boardrooms called shareholder primacy. Companies stopped reinvesting profits into research, development, or worker wages. Instead, they used that money to buy back their own stock, artificially inflating the price to enrich CEOs and shareholders. They strip-mined the real economy to build a casino. Suspect number 2, the policy trap. Washington, D.C. signed trade deals that shipped good manufacturing jobs overseas, arguing it would make goods cheaper. And it did. TVs got cheaper, toys got cheaper, but the things you actually need to survive, housing, healthcare, education, those costs skyrocketed. We traded good wages for cheap plastic. Which leads to suspect number 3, the debt machine. How do you keep the economy going if wages flatline and costs rise? You borrow. To maintain the illusion of the American dream, we took on trillions in credit card debt, mortgage debt, and the big one, student loans. We were told education was the ladder out, but the ladder came covered in grease and shackles. The system now requires you to be in debt just to participate. So, who killed the American dream? It wasn't a lone gunman. It was a conspiracy of policy, greed, and financial engineering. The shocking truth isn't that the system broke. The shocking truth is that the system is working exactly as it was redesigned to work over the last 40 years. It is a highly efficient machine for transferring wealth from the many to the few. They told you that if you couldn't make it, it was your moral failing, that you didn't work hard enough, that you didn't save enough. That is the greatest gaslight in history. You are working harder than your parents did, for less reward, in a rigged game. The old American dream is dead, and maybe we need to let it stay buried, because pining for the 1950s won't fix the 2020s. We don't need a dream anymore. We need a reality based on policies that value labor over capital, a reality that recognizes housing and healthcare as human needs, not speculative assets. The dream was murdered, yes, but the people who built this country are still here, and we can build something better. This documentary was a massive undertaking. If this information made you angry, good, use that anger. If you want to support independent journalism like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Thanks for watching.